Welcome back to BlackdadPhilDaughter. I'm trying something new on the channel today. Instead of just reviewing or reacting, we're going to dive into a full movie story concept, a horror crossover fans have only dreamed about. We're asking the question, who would win in a battle of blood and souls? Chucky, the foul-mouthed voodoo-wielding killer doll, or Blade, the silent assassin of alchemy, the deadliest puppet ever made? Now, to tell this the right way, I'll be using a horror-style voiceover to set the mood. But keep in mind, this entire crossover concept comes straight from this channel. Not only will we break down their worlds, powers, and weaknesses, but we'll imagine what would happen if they were forced into the same story. A crossover so dark, Hollywood might never dare to make it. So stay tuned, because at the end, you'll face the question, who is the real villain? Chucky, Blade, or something even worse? The world of Puppet Master. Before we throw Blade into battle, we have to understand the twisted world he comes from. The Puppet Master films are a saga of horror unlike any other. They follow André Toulon, a puppeteer in the early 1900s who discovers an ancient Egyptian alchemical formula, a ritual that can breathe life into inanimate objects. But life comes at a cost. The puppets Toulon creates are not mere toys. They're vessels for human souls. Some are bound willingly, others not so much. Among this army of killers stands Blade. He is not only Toulon's most feared creation, he is a symbol of the price of forbidden knowledge. Blade's design is unforgettable. Black fedora, black trench coat, a pale skull-like face with hollow eyes. One arm is fitted with a gleaming knife. The other ends in a cruel steel hook. But what makes Blade terrifying is not just the weapons, it's the soul inside. Blade is not a mindless puppet. He was once a man. His essence, his consciousness, was trapped inside the wooden body by Toulon's alchemy. And that makes him more dangerous. He remembers, he feels, he hates. Over the films, Blade has proven almost indestructible. He moves in silence, blending into the shadows. Victims rarely see him coming. A shadow, a flicker, then the sudden slice of steel across flesh. Unlike other puppets who rely on brute force or odd gimmicks, Blade is pure efficiency. He is the assassin of Toulon's army. And yet, behind those empty eyes, there is a hunger. Blade isn't content to remain a puppet forever. He wants freedom. He wants flesh. He wants to escape his cursed shell and walk the world as a man again. That hunger is what makes him truly deadly. Chucky's world. Now, let's turn to Chucky. Chucky's story begins with Charles Lee Ray, the Lakeshore Strangler, a murderer, sadist, and career criminal. He was a man obsessed with power. When the police cornered him in a toy store, Charles faced death. But he wasn't afraid. He had a secret weapon, voodoo. Calling on the dark god Damballa, Charles performed a forbidden ritual. Lightning struck, energy surged, and in his final moments as a man, he transferred his soul into a good guy doll. From that moment forward, the world changed forever. At first, people laughed. Who would fear a doll? But soon, Chucky proved he wasn't just a novelty. He was relentless, he was clever, and he was cruel. Chucky has the strength of a grown man in a small frame. He can use knives, guns, even strangle victims with his tiny plastic hands. But his real weapon is his mind. He manipulates, he deceives, he pretends to be innocent, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And then there's his voodoo. Chucky knows ancient rituals, incantations that let him curse, bind, and possess. He can transfer his soul into new bodies. He can toy with life and death. What makes him terrifying is not just his ability to kill, but his sheer enjoyment of it. Chucky takes pleasure in every scream, every ounce of fear. He's not just trying to escape his plastic prison. He loves the chaos along the way. And yet, his obsession remains the same: to abandon the doll and reclaim a human body. This mix of cruelty, cunning, and supernatural power makes Chucky one of horror's most enduring icons. Direct comparison. So now we have Blade, the silent assassin bound by alchemy, and Chucky, the voodoo killer doll possessed by a sadistic murderer. Blade is stealth and precision. Chucky is noise and chaos. Blade's body can withstand punishment no ordinary doll could survive. Chucky can keep coming back through ritual. Blade kills like a ghost in the dark. Chucky kills like a storm, loud and unrelenting. One is disciplined, efficient, patient. The other is wild, brutal, unpredictable. Which one do you think is more terrifying? Drop a knife in the comments for Blade, or a fire if you are backing Chucky. The story concept begins. Now, imagine this crossover. A mysterious collector of cursed relics captures them both. At first, it's pure carnage. Blade strikes in silence, carving through anyone who gets too close. Chucky mocks him, screaming insults and obscenities as he stabs back. Every kill becomes a competition. Who can spill more blood? Who can leave more bodies in their wake? But then, the collector reveals his true prize: a preserved human body, fresh, intact, waiting. For Blade, it's freedom, the chance to finally escape his wooden prison. For Chucky, it's his dream, a living vessel, flesh and blood, but neither can take it alone. Blade has the alchemical skill to prepare the vessel. Chucky has the voodoo ritual to transfer souls, and so begins the unholy alliance. The ritual. Together, Blade and Chucky hunt the collector's victims, fuel for their dark ceremony. But every moment is laced with tension. Blade sharpens his hook, watching Chucky in silence. Chucky grins, planning his betrayal with every kill. Finally, the ritual begins. Blade carves alchemical symbols into the preserved flesh. His knife etches the language of the ancients. Chucky bellows his incantations. The air trembles with dark power. The body twitches, its chest rises, a heartbeat thunders. The vessel begins to awaken. The final clash. But at the moment of triumph, chaos explodes. Blade lunges. Chucky screams. Steel against steel. Hook against knife. Alchemy against voodoo. The preserved body thrashes on the table, alive but incomplete. Freedom so close, but shattered by betrayal. Ending/cliffhanger. And in the shadows, the collector smiles. Because maybe this was his plan all along, to let Chucky and Blade tear each other apart, to feed the vessel with their chaos, to create something worse than either of them alone. So tell me, who do you think would survive? Blade, the assassin of alchemy? Chucky, the voodoo killer? Or would their hatred unleash something far deadlier than both? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more horror crossovers like this, hit subscribe, because this nightmare has only just begun.